would give him ancient Egyptian articles, which he would then burn up. Finally, with the help of leading archaeologists, he manages to get hold of test objects. Now he starts a nerve-wracking wait for the results. Everything depends on this. He will either have an enormous scientific breakthrough or a big failure. Jackpot. His radiocarbon dating matches the known age of the Egyptian objects. Libby has discovered a watch into the history of mankind. It is a leap forward and soon becomes known as the natural sciences gift to history and archaeology. And for his discovery of the carbon dating method, Willard Libby is awarded the Nobel Prize in Chemistry in 1960. Million landmines were hidden underground all over the world. But then one brave, tireless woman succeeds in getting a host of organizations in different countries to stand in support of her vision. A world free of mines. Her name is Jody Williams. It was during World War II that landmines were tested for the first time on a large scale. Since then, they've been used in most armed conflicts. In Vietnam, mines from the war against the United States still remain underground. And in some way, it is the Vietnam War which marks the starting point for Jody Williams' fight against landmines. In the 90s, Jody is already an established peace activist when she is contacted by an old friend from the Vietnam Veterans Organization who has a concrete proposal.
Jody, we want you to create a campaign to ban anti-personnel landmines. And it actually took about 37 seconds for me to decide I wanted to do it. And it was two organizations, of course, the Vietnam Vets and Medico International, and I was the only staff person. But I could call it the International Campaign to Ban Landmines, because it was the two organizations.
ICBL is born in 1992. Now follows the long and laborious process of Jody trying to get countries and organizations to support the campaign. Ironically frustrating, Jody encounters the most resistance from her own homeland.
The U.S. was in the forefront of no, 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 no. And so nothing could happen.
Our negotiators worked tirelessly to reach an agreement we could sign. Unfortunately, as it is now drafted, I cannot in good conscience add America's name to that treaty.
They would never ban landmines, because if they did, it was a slippery slope, and we'd go after other weapons.
But Jody and her colleagues in ICBL believe that mines cannot be compared with other weapons because of the special nature of their construction.
At the end of a conflict, the weapons go back to the barracks or wherever they're going with the soldiers, but not landmines. And that means at the end of conflict, anybody who is killed or wounded by a landmine is a civilian.
When the United States and other superpowers hit the brakes with the UN, Jody and ICBL were forced to find new ways forward.
So we had started having meetings with pro-ban governments outside of the UN. And Canada invited a group of vocally supportive ban states to come to Canada in October of '96.
For 3 days, they deliberated in Ottawa. And at the end of the conference, Canadian Foreign Minister Lloyd Axworthy comes out with a challenge to the other nations.
You are here because you say you want a mine ban treaty. Well, Canada is challenging you now to meet and negotiate within 1 year a treaty banning anti-personnel landmines. That was the turning point.
After a year of negotiations, they reassemble in Canada to sign the historic agreement.
The treaty was gambled through and the crowd went wild.
Later that year, Jody Williams, along with the entire ICBL, received the Nobel Peace Prize for their commitment and unrelenting work on the treaty. Today, hundreds of people still die each year as a result of mines. But at least now, thanks to ICBL, there are guidelines for how to reach Jody Williams' vision, a world free from landmines.
Hello?